Yeah, essentially they were all
What?
wrapped up, and they would have the denomination and what they were contaminated with.
Something says
Vaginal.
on it.
Vaginal secretions. That's the first and only time I ever saw that, and I was like, what?
No. How did they know that's what was on it?
Relatable.
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 Oh,
Hello,
there we go.
Mr. Tropical.
Oh, hey, I'm on vacation.
Wow. I was not expecting this. Look at you.
Sometimes it's what you got to do.
Wow. I feel underdressed today.
It's okay.
I didn't know we were doing this.
You didn't know that I took a getaway?
I didn't know we were going tropical.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, look at you. Damn, I feel so underdressed. Dude, this is how you should do all of your job interviews.
I feel so underdressed. I'm literally just wearing a shirt and a hat. That's about it.
I'm impressed. I think it looks very nice. I mean, the pool in the background is kind of everything. I'm impressed. Very, very cool. Well, hey, hello. Welcome to Relatable. And
we're so relatable.
So relatable. Clearly, Dylan is in vacation mode, and I'm just and I'm here for decoration.
Exactly.
I would love to get this started with a few little icebreakers to start the day off.
And a middle name for you?
D.
What's that stand for?
These nuts.
The little at the end. I don't know why that one just never gets old for me, like ever, ever, ever. It's a favorite. It's a favorite.
Good old D's nuts.
D's nuts. Fuck. Hold on. You can't look at these. It keeps automatically muting them. Okay.
I've heard that laugh before.
There is what is the right term to use anymore? A small person jumping into a lake and then I'm sorry. I can't wait.
You didn't even need the music either. Because I didn't even notice the music the first time. That was something.
I don't know why. For some reason, videos like that come up on my channel all the time. And so this one got me for a second because okay, you'll see. But do you remember when I first moved to LA and
you're attracted to me?
And I lived near this pizza shop near a club where the GMCs would go. Do you remember me talking about GMCs?
No.
Gay Mexican Cowboys?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, we were
but that's
we were by this pizza shop, and next to this pizza shop was a club, and it was a club for like the little Hispanic men that wear the little boots and the cowboy hats, and they almost look like little ranchers. Well, there's like a whole group of like gay Mexican cowboys, and it was a club that they would all go to. And when I saw this, it made me think of the gay Mexican cowboys.
And then follow up with, but I'm not gay though. Baby, you're more confused than I am.
So I think I found out because I went over here. I was like, wait a second. Because you can never know anymore. But I believe this is a trans man. But at first I was like, I was like, this chick has this like down pat, but I think it's a trans man. But I was like, look at that artwork, like glam Vato style. I was like, this is kind of everything.
Yo, when you got it, you got it.
I'm like, now I want to do, we should do a drag episode.
A drag episode?
Yes, I do drag and you do drag.
And then we'll take
we should do that when you come to visit. Will you?
Then we'll see who's more
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
What?
No, because now you got me thinking
Oh,
about
to
it. Now I'm
shave?
like, oh, what a. Yeah, 'cause
No,
I
you
feel like I would
could.
need to shave.
You could go glam beard. You could be like a bearded lady.
That's true, but I don't know how to do that.
Why don't we both go like Vato glam?
You want me to be a chola? You're gonna make me shave
Oh
my
no, I was
eyebrows
gonna
again?
say you could go like a dude though.
Yeah,
We can do this
be a
to
chola.
you.
You're
What
gonna have
would
to
you
get
look
that
like
cool
with
little
dark
cut in my
hair?
eye. That's a good question. Nobody knows. I've been blonde my whole life.
Okay, well, we got some stuff to do.
I'll tell you
All
what
right.
though,
Huh.
having dark hair, it'll make my beautiful blue eyes pop more.
There you go. Okay, and this next one, we've got a fun video. I think you're gonna appreciate this one. I was like more disgusted with this, but this girl shows that the pocket in like women's underwear. I don't know if you
I'm
know
not gonna lie,
this.
I've always wondered about this.
Okay, so you know about the
'Cause when I-
pocket. Do you guys have pockets in yours? Well, not like, yeah, not down
Not
there. Yeah.
exactly.
So we have these
'Cause
pockets in ours.
I learned about that when I was in high school. We went to a trip overseas to Europe, and as a joke, a bunch of us bought thongs, and we were like, "Yo, what's up with this pocket inside this thong?" And we're just like, "What do you put in there?" And it was just rolling through our minds. I feel like we asked a couple people, and they were like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "All right, whatever. Apparently, it's a European thing to have a pocket in your thong." I was like, "Whatever, loser." Snapped my string, and then I walked away.
No, it's not a European thing. They all have these little pockets in them, but some of them are sewn. I don't know. I think it's more that it's supposed to be a second layer.
Mhm.
But if you're buying like really cheap ones, I think they just save on thread and they don't sew one side of it. That's what I think it is, because I don't understand like what else it could possibly be.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that is the solve. That is the
So
answer.
now we're about to
They
find
just get
out.
cheap. Well, no, this woman has a hack for what she uses that pocket for.
Is what she
To hide her
What
money.
is that? Beaver bucks?
Hold on. She hides money in the pocket of her underwear, which I just want to stop right now and say that is so not clean. You're literally taking one of the dirtiest things in the world and you're putting it next to your very sensitive area. The pH balance is so off right now.
So
Beaver bucks.
when
Hold on.
first off, these two guys
Yeah. Do you
look
know them?
exactly the same.
Oh,
If you just
they do
color the
look-
bottom
yeah.
guy's glasses dark, they're the
Yeah.
same guy.
It's a guy reacting to a guy reacting.
Second off,
We should start doing this. We'll get famous so
that's
fast.
basically what we're doing right now. But
Oh, whoa, this is a
yeah, this is a reacception. So
whoa.
my second thing is when I used to work for the bank, we would get money from the local jail, and we would get contaminated money, which contaminated money was anything from like there was blood on it, there was urine on it. And
Semen.
I specifically remember, I'm trying to remember what they would usually say for that.
I
think
don't
they would
remember
they
ever
would be very
getting
generic with like body fluid.
I don't remember getting contaminated money from them.
We only got it on or we only dealt with the money on Saturdays.
I don't remember.
And I worked every Saturday but one Saturday for like 3 years. So
Huh.
that's
They
why
must
I
have
know.
changed it after I left.
But because I specifically took a picture of this because I was losing my shit. I was like, what in the heck is this money contaminated with?
You guys had to touch it?
I mean, it was like they were sealed in baggies.
Like each dollar?
Each dollar was individually sealed. It was so yeah, you basically got like a whole sheet, and they were all individually sealed, and then they had the amount written on there, and then what they were contaminated with. Oh my gosh!
Did they have drugs on them?
No, not drugs.
But it would say like poop or like
yeah, I would say like fecal matter or oh come on.
and they
where's
would
the
trade it
picture?
in, and then you guys would then trade it into whoever the big whoever it
Well,
is that the banks deal with.
We would take it, and then after we had a certain amount, we would go ahead and we would wrap it up, send it to the Federal Reserve, and then the Federal Reserve burns it so they can then reprint those.
What?
Yeah. So now let's see if I can get this so it's not gonna turn for you. So yeah, they had it. Oh, damn green screen. Yeah, essentially they were all wrapped up, and they would have the denomination and what they were contaminated with. I also forgot my camera's
Something
flipped.
says vaginal on it.
Vaginal secretions. That's the first and only time I ever saw that, and I was like,
"Whoa! How did they know that's what was on it?" Oh, because that's how
because the
they
arresting
smuggled it in.
officer- the
They
arresting
found it in
officer,
there.
Yeah. And yeah, on the note, because they also had to write a note, they were like, enclosed is a deposit for this county sheriff department for the jail, contaminated in the amount of this amount of money. Per the arresting officer, this money is contaminated with biological body fluids, in parentheses, vaginal secretions.
And they wrote it on there with a big old Sharpie. It's not even like nicely
Oh no, this
written
is like
on there.
this is like the official letter.
Oh, that's the letter.
I took a lot of
But then whoever else, but someone in the jail was like with a big old Sharpie, you're like, shit. Vagina juice.
No, that's exactly
Like-
what they would do. Yeah, when they're sitting there sealing
Do
it
you
up, somebody
think-
had to be like,
Okay, I have a question.
yeah, that was the first and only time in 3 years that somebody decided to hide it in and around their hoo-ha.
In their pocket.
In their
It's God's pocket.
God's pocket.
Oof.
Hoo-ha!
Yeah,
must be where that
hoo-ha
comes
is
from.
right.
Hoo-ha!
Hoo-ha is right. I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, if it has fecal matter on it,
Yeah,
is
you can
this
tell
stuff
sometimes.
that there is? No, I don't want to know if you can tell. I don't want-
It was pretty
Is-
obvious, those ones. Let
No,
me tell you.
but-
You'd look at it and you'd be like, oof, nasty.
Wait, but does that mean that they're finding it during a cavity search? Or does
could be
that mean
anything.
that they found it just like, how do they know it has poop on it unless they're finding it in the pooper?
You know,
Or in
you
a
pick up-
toilet. Maybe people are all the places they hide it.
or you pick up somebody for a DUI, they pee and crap themselves.
Oh,
this is
I'm
like-
thinking like hard time jail, like they're in prison. I'm thinking
this is-
prison, not
this is-
jail. This is jail.
Yeah, this is jail.
Who
Yeah.
would try to hide money from a police officer?
No, not hide money from a police officer. Who would try to hide money? Also, you got to remember, like, a lot of people would keep their wallets in their back pockets back in the day. I feel like it's only been a more recent thing where
They
we've been
still
like,
do.
well, but yeah, that's so much closer to your butthole.
How much money was she hiding in her vagina is what I want to know.
$38.
That's it. Well, what year was it? What is that going to equate
Actually,
to now?
I forgot that they usually timestamp that for you, so I should be able to tell you the day I took that photo.
I love how fast you were to be like 38 because you had to count that and be like, oh, how did
No,
I
I
never
didn't.
hear this story?
I didn't count that. It was written on the note.
Did it say how it said that they found it in there, or it just says
No, it just says that it was in the amount of $38 and it was contaminated with body fluid. And then they, for some reason, decided to describe to me what the body fluid was. And I was like, okay.
Dear Dylan,
Dear Dylan.
please enjoy counting this money.
And that's what I did every Saturday. I sat there and I'd be like, okay, let me actually count up, make sure this is in the correct amount, because sometimes they'd mess up. And
I
I'd be
wonder if
like,
they had to change
okay.
banks or something, because they didn't do that when I was there. But you were there, what, 3 or 4 years
years.
after me?
I was after there 3 or 4 years after you, and I worked there for like 3 years.
I'm gonna have to ask Grandma if they did that when she worked there.
Um,
Dylan, I feel like we're a part of like a dying generation where it's like Grandma worked at the bank, I worked at the bank, you worked at the bank, Grandpa banked at that bank.
this photo was taken October 26th, 2013. This is almost a 10-year-old photo.
So $38,
Oh,
it's yeah, don't you feel old now? But so then that means that $38 now, but back then was probably worth I would say about $68. in today's, well, let's say about 50.
Yeah, somewhere around there, maybe.
I wouldn't do it. Who are you hiding it from? She must. Oh, I got it. I already know. Okay, are you ready? She
Money from the
was.
pimp.
Yeah.
Trying not
That's
to pay
it.
out the pimp.
Yeah, she was probably trying to not pay out her pimp. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, you get one more customer, that's an extra $38 in your
And-
pocket.
Well, and those ladies work really hard. As we've talked about, didn't we talk about in one of our other episodes when
I'm
we
pretty
did
sure,
the
yeah.
dark white underbelly?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So she was just trying to, poor lady, and she didn't even get it back. Why didn't they
mean,
give it back to her?
It's contaminated money.
So did
When
they
you're
give her back new
released,
money?
they give you, yeah, they pay you out.
Okay.
When you're released, they give you everything they took
Well,
from
that's
you.
nice. So she just got brand new bills.
Yeah, she gets
Not coochie
not
bills.
necessarily brand new bills, but she's getting bills
Uncoochie
that
bill-
are in circulation.
Yeah, but if that happened then, think right now how many bills you've handled in your lifetime unknowingly that were coochie bills or butt
Whole lot.
bills
Probably a
or
lot.
coochie bills, culo bills.
one of my other favorite things is that because it was a smaller bank,
Mhm.
but where it was like in the starting to get in the more affluent area of where we lived and grew up.
Yeah.
So we would have some people that were very wealthy that for some reason were like, I need to withdraw this amount of money in cash. And I'm like, you sure you don't want a cashier's check? Or they're just like, no, I want cash. So I specifically remember going back, it was like $250,000 in cash somebody wanted. And so I remember when they
What shady stuff.
ordered that, I specifically remember getting all that cash and I was like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
And you got to count it out?
Well, of course I got to count it out. That's not the exciting part. I looked at
Oh.
my coworker and I said, hey, can you slap me in the face with all of this money? They're like, in the bag. I'm like, no, not in the bag. Take it out of the bag. Slap me in the face with the $250,000. Let's go. And yeah, she's like, there's a camera like right up there watching everything that's happening. And I was like, yeah, the guy that's watching the footage. Hey, that kid's about to be slapped with $250,000, bro. That doesn't happen.
Do they do it?
Yeah. Smack me across the face with it. Great.
I love how that's your dream.
I mean, one of those
You
things
dream
where
big.
it's like, I wouldn't say big. That's more of just that's a random accolade that you add to my list of random accolades. Like also hitting on Kiefer Sutherland's girlfriend. That was another good one.
Wait, you hit on Kiefer Sutherland's girlfriend? Will's
Yeah.
friend Kiefer?
Yeah, friend Kiefer Sutherland. K.A. Jack Bauer.
How?
She worked with us on a film shoot today.
Oh.
She looks very young, and I was just like, "Oh, snap!" I was like, "What's up?" I was getting a little flirty in the area that I was working. I was like, no big deal. And then, yeah, one of the days we were talking about things because during a downtime where there was nothing to do, I just tell her stories of like the people that I got to meet.
Wait, did
like,
she? Oh, wait, did she work in ZMI?
Yeah.
I forgot about this.
Yeah.
You told
I don't
me
know.
because
I
she
don't
was
even know.
working with the casting director. She came from the casting
Okay,
director.
that's
Is where
okay.
because he would hire models to find the real people so that they would use models to approach them in public and find people for the
super nice.
the focus groups.
And so yeah, like
okay.
we just sat there and we would talk about random things. So I was like, yo, I was like, you know what my favorite part about like being in this industry is? She's like, well, you say you don't even want to be here. So yeah, what do you like about it? I'm like, I just like the random stories that I get to tell and the people that I meet. I'm like, did you know that I almost ran into Katy Perry? She's like, what do you mean ran into? I'm like, literally like, and then fell over, ran into Katy Perry. Like I was doing a laundry detergent commercial They had me run and pick up a bunch of boxes.
Katy
I
Perry
couldn't
and a
see in front of
laundry
me.
detergent.
I'm trying to walk back onto the set. Turns out they just pulled her car up in the middle of the set as I'm trying to walk. And yeah, they're like, Dylan, move. And I'm like, what? Because I almost ran right into her. So yeah, I told her that. I told her a couple other things. The music video that I worked on, how they didn't want to buy me In and Out, but they left my car all trashed. And I was like, oh, whatever. But that next day, I was like, yeah. So I was like, what are like some cool things like that like you've got to experience or whatever? She's like, all right, you want to see something really cool? I was like, yeah, sure. She's like, Google my name. It's like, Google your name? That's like, you're like, really thinking, okay. You're really thinking a lot of yourself right now. Yeah. I was like, but I'll do it. What's your full name? Type it in. Click. Blah, blah, blah. Kiefer Sutherland, girlfriend. And I was like,
that's kind of cute though, that she's like, do you want to see
Jack
something
Bauer?
Cool?
That's what I said. I was like, you're going out with Jack Bauer? And she's like, shh, shh, shh. I was like, what? And then I was like, wait a minute. How old are you?
What was she, like 24, 26?
No, she was like 38.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was like, damn. Damn,
oh,
girl.
well, yeah, because he's like what? He's like mom's age.
Yeah.
Well,
and no, because like, damn, girl, you look great. I was like, also, damn it. Damn you, Jack Bauer.
But isn't that kind of cute though? Because she's still like, hey, you know, it's kind of cool. It was. Well, go ahead.
Because I think after I told you that was when you were like, oh my God, what? No way. Will's totally hung out with Kiefer Sutherland. And I was like, oh, what the heck?
Yeah, well, he went with him to his house one night because he didn't live too far from our apartments, like at all. He lived like down by the tiki bar we would always go to. Mm-hmm. And Will went over with him to his house one night, and he literally grabs a handle of like whiskey for himself and then hands a handle of whiskey to Will, and he's like, here you go. And they're drinking, and then they're talking about going back to our like, he's like, where are you going after this? And Will's like, I'm gonna go back to the apartments. And he's like, probably see my friend Jeremy. And he's like, oh, and he's telling him about like all the music that they do, and he's like a music guy, and he's like, oh, can I come? Like, I want to go. And he's like, oh yeah, sure. And then all of a sudden, patter, 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 from upstairs, coming down the stairs real fast. It was his girlfriend, and she was like, Kiefer, you're not going anywhere tonight. You're staying here. And he was like, but I want to go. She's like, no.
We're gonna do cool music stuff.
Yeah, and then he like looks at Will. He's like, actually, I can't go out tonight. But I think it's good for him. Like, it wasn't even like a fight. She was just like, no, you're staying here. Knowing the way that things used to go back then, it was probably like 4 in the freaking morning, like 3 or 4 in the morning. So of course she's like, no, you're staying in for the night. You're not going anywhere. But it was probably the same girl because they've been together for a minute.
Yeah, they've been together for a good while. And yeah, she showed me pictures of like the inside of the apartment, because originally what she told me was that she was like a saxophone teacher and like a professional saxophone player.
What?
And so that's before she said the Kiefer Sutherland thing. I was like, oh yeah, I was like, you perform anywhere? Like, that'd be super cool to see. Like, I've never seen a professional saxophone player perform. I was like, I'm actually a saxophone player myself.
You're like, oh my gosh, we could just play together. How romantic.
And yeah, she like showed me the photo. She's like, yeah, that's my baby. And I was like, oh, that's a beautiful alto you got there. And she's like, yeah, and then all these guitars. And I was like, oh wow. I was like, damn, you play guitar too? No, I don't play guitar. For some reason, it didn't click in my brain at that point. I was like, you don't play guitar, but you have all these guitars? That's odd.
Yeah.
And then yeah. And then it all clicked, and I was like, damn.
It's Kiefer. Oh man. Well, shit. So I didn't get to play the rest of this clip for you, but
there was more to it.
Yeah, just going back to this whole thing with the going back to the whole like money and the underwear thing. I don't know if it's even gonna be funny now.
I just got her a little cooter cash going on. A little bit of lettuce out of her lady garden. A little bit of Kool-Aid. Little front butt fiver for my friend's dad.
Can you hear it?
Little front butt fiver.
Wait, can you hear it or did I not share the sound?
Yeah, I can hear it.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay.
South of the border, that is a little down there dinero. A little bit of pink lady pesos.
Oh shit.
She just pulled out a little bit of scratch from hers. I can't even. Y'all tell me the best ones you can come up with.
The scratch from her snatch is my favorite one.
Also,
No one
what the heck is
really
Beaver Bar?
I don't know.
It's
Is
just
that
been
just
hanging out there the whole time. I don't
I
get
don't know.
it.
Is this just like a it's a this is a commercial for food.
This is a Beaver Bar commercial.
Yeah. This whole time. That's all this was. Oh, okay.
Without telling me you live in Florida. Old people put these things on their cars out here to tell you that they do sexual stuff and what level they are on.
Okay. You live in Florida. Have you seen old people putting loofahs on the outside of their cars?
No.
You haven't?
I'm not in a big old people area though.
So according to this, if you see a car driving around with a loofah on it, the colors tell you, I guess they're like swingers or something, or like they're like very promiscuous people. White, novice, beginners; purple, voyeur, people who like to watch; pink, soft swap, people who like to do it with others in the room; blue, lowest level of the full swap, those who can play well with others; yellow, mid-level swap, for those who want to have fun but are still nervous; black, full swap, those who say what the hell, let it all go down; and teal, bisexual, for those that want to increase their dating chances.
So what did they have? They had blue, white, and teal.
I think it was blue, white, and purple. Voyeur, low level, beginner. I think. Okay, let's see. Hold on.
Yeah, replay it. We got to figure out what these old what are these old people into?
Tell me you live in Florida without telling me you live in
Okay. Is that white? White,
I don't know,
purple, and
'cause
blue?
there's definitely a purple and a blue. I'm guessing
Florida.
it's white.
Old people put these things on their cars out
there's no
here to
gray.
tell you that they do sexual stuff and what level they are on.
I think it was white, purple, and blue. So
Yeah.
they're a beginner, low level of bless you, of partner
Oh, thank you.
swapping.
And
they're
somebody likes to
voyeurs.
watch.
Do you think that's true?
Probably. You heard of the pineapple thing?
Well, yeah. Did we talk about that already?
So I've seen some pineapple things around here and there.
Wait,
That I
you
have
have
seen.
seen?
Yes.
Or you saw like people say stuff?
No, I've seen a couple pineapple like things in front of people's houses before.
Wait, in front of their houses?
Yeah.
So I thought that it was if you go grocery shopping and if you put a pineapple in your cart upside down, it means that you're
I've never heard of that. That sounds like a bunch of superstitions.
that they're
bullshit.
looking for people in the grocery store. That's what I heard. And then if you put the
Did you know
flamingos,
that if you
put lawn flamingos out, that's another sign.
So I don't know about that, but my old boss used to have a thing where it was supposed to be for like charity or something. You would flamingo somebody's house. You would stick a bunch of flamingos in their front lawn. And there was like a little note that was like, ha ha ha, you've been flamingoed. You can pay this much to just have them removed, or this much to have them removed and for us to flamingo them to someone else. Or you could double it for both of those, and then you could choose who the next person's house is that's going to get flamingoed. And we were like, this is so stupid. You're just ruining someone's lawn. And now, though, if that is a
the
valid
biggest
thing,
swingers
that's
in the
even funnier.
neighborhood.
That's even funnier if it is.
Well, let's see. According to the New York Post, some of the signs, let's see. Hold on.
Oh, New York knows all about having flamingos in their lawns. What
I
lawns?
guess.
They don't
Let's
got
see.
lawns in New York.
They'll usually wear
the
some
city.
sort of a sign. It says, oh, hold on.
They'll wear a
This
sign.
is not a
Are they an
good
animal?
hold on. 7 signs why your neighbors think you're a swinger, according to Daily Mail.
Why they
I just think this is
you
really funny.
specifically. are a swinger.
Okay, this must be a big thing in Florida though, because then they make a reference that a retirement village in Florida made a headline. Oh no, this is about the loofahs about senior swingers.
What else are they gonna do? They don't have hobbies. Their only hobbies are like bridge. They're not. They unfortunately didn't get into video games, which is super awesome. They missed out on that.
Yeah, obviously. Oh,
So they're
here
like,
we go.
What else are we gonna do?
Dylan, upside down pineapples. Hold on. Unsuspecting cruise ship travelers have been spotting the upside down pineapples on cabin doors, and they're shocked to learn that it is a secret sign used by swingers to identify each other in public.
It's not that secret.
If you spot an upside down pineapple on a front porch, it could be an invitation to take part in a swingers party.
That means it's going on at the moment.
I don't know, I guess. And it says if they have a door knocker that looks like a pineapple, it could be a sign your neighbor wants to partner swap. What the
Just be like, hey, you guys got snacks?
fuck?
That's all I'm
Okay.
here for.
But Dylan, here's another one. Garden gnomes.
Uh-oh.
This says a California-based real estate agent once shared a post about swingers apparently using garden gnomes to indicate their partner swapping fetish. He said a client had been looking to buy in a North County. My client told his friends he's looking to buy in this community. His friend informed him it's a huge swinger community. How can you tell if your neighbors are swingers, you may ask? Turns out the homeowners keep gnomes on the front lawn as an indicator. My client looked online to see if this was a joke or real, and sure enough, there's a website out there with info on it. I've never really liked garden gnomes. They creep me out. Then it goes down to lawn flamingos. What?
Who likes garden gnomes?
Who?
Esteban likes garden gnomes.
You better tell him to take those. Does he have them? He does, huh? In front of his little house, his little maple syrup house. You better tell him to take those down, because you guys also live in Florida.
That's true, but also he lives on like the dirt road, and you would not even be able to see where those gnomes are.
Look,
driving
I
by.
have a hunch that if a swinger is looking, they're gonna find those gnomes, like a little Easter egg.
No, we know exactly where to go in and around our area to find old swingers. They're just at the bar.
Ew. Just looking.
No, there was a place we went after work one day. It wasn't too far from the office, and it was a restaurant called Dexter's. And
that's where the old swingers go.
Straight up, we're at some table in the corner at the bar. There's just there was an older couple, and then this other guy comes up, and the two that were there were already like holding hands, kissing. This other guy just walks in there like, oh, hey, nice to meet you, so-and-so, blah, 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 shaking hands. And the next thing I know, he's sitting there getting handsy, and we're like, are you seeing this? Yeah, of course I'm seeing it. It's right in front of my face. It's like, they're swinging? It's like, damn, they're swinging hard. So we met up with our two friends that came after work. We had our dinner or whatever. Then they left, and we were like, yo, you want to just go next door and get a couple more beers? Like, I don't want to go home yet. So we went next door to a more of a, like, I guess, younger person bar.
Yeah.
So we're hanging out in there, and then what happens? Who do we see? We see the three of them now migrate over to this bar, and they go around the entire bar talking to every single couple.
Trying to recruit more people. Like they did.
And we were like, oh my God. And that wasn't even the only time that happened. We saw that happen a second time, like 6 months later.
With the same people?
No, different people, but
swinging.
same exact behavior. It was wild.
It's like, look, to each their own, right? If that's what makes you happy, that's great for you. But there's something about it that just feels so, like, I don't know if it's just because it's like so taboo that it freaks me out a little bit. Because I've definitely, like, I've been approached oddly by a couple where it wasn't like outright, like they didn't say anything, but they were just being really weirdly friendly. And then I've also been out with friends where I've had to take a friend and get them away from this couple because they were trying to take them with them to like the next bar or something. I was like, no, she's not doing well. You cannot. And not that they were trying to take advantage of her, but they were,
Yeah.
And I was just like, she doesn't even know what's going on. No. Like, find someone else. But yeah, I don't know. It goes on and it does say lawn flamingos. Wait, hold on. I recently saw a thread on a Swedish kink site that the trend of flamingos.
I perused the internet. I saw a Swedish kink site.
That's a very specific.
I happened to stumble upon it. Oh, did you?
Yeah. The recent trend of flamingos on everything from lawn decor to candles to shoes. The swinger world is giggling because the flamingo is a secret signal to other swingers.
Got a flamingo in a shoe. That's how you know.
Yeah. There's not a lot of evidence on it though. Oh,
because they don't want to be outed about their secret stuff. That's the whole point of it being a secret.
Dylan, there's some more on here that I did not expect. There's two more. There's two more. Okay, hold on. White landscaping rocks? Which this is a weird one. White landscaping rocks.
I must be in California then. Drought.
Yeah.
No grass. All right, what do we do? White landscaping rocks. That'll do.
Cooper S. Beckett, who hosts the Life on the Swing Set.
Never heard of it.
The Swinging and Polyamory podcast, wrote, though most of the community were unsure about the myth's origins, some have placed white rocks in their front yard to reaffirm their secret code swinger status. It's a tactic. Yeah, putting white rocks around a mailbox.
Around a mailbox, huh?
But meanwhile, the Urban Dictionary defines white rocked as being propositioned by a swinger couple. The etymology of the phrase white rock comes from the urban legend that a house with decorative white rocks in the front is a signal that it is occupied by active swingers and an open invitation. Okay, here's a weird one. I have to show you what these look like. Here's the last one. Because I don't know how to say this, but you'll know these chairs if you see them. They're these like weird lawn chairs, which this is one I didn't know. Adirondack chairs. Okay. Let's see. It's a sign of swingers with different colors. The humble furniture is apparently a sign of swingers with different colors having a hidden meaning, according to Urban Dictionary.
You know who else has those chairs?
Who? Esteban?
To be fair.
Oh man, this poor dude is just getting called out today.
No. This though, they came with the house.
So did the garden gnome too?
No, the garden gnome didn't. He bought the garden gnome because he's all about Tolkien and fantasy and gnomes and dwarves and things like that.
Well, are his chairs on his lawn facing the road? It says if the chairs are on the lawn facing the road, that's how you announce.
No, they were in the back on the dock that was back out there. You sat in them.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
so you're fine.
I was there.
Well, if anyone goes boating down that river,
those chairs are gone now though. They got swept away in one of the more recent tropical storm hurricanes.
You're safe. The last one it says is a black ring on the right hand. Whatever. Don't really care about that. I have to pee really. What? Does he wear a black ring?
No.
Poor Esteban.
That's 3. That's not a coincidence anymore.
You're like,
fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But the third time, that's when I know.
Well, now we've got a problem.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the restroom really quick. You entertain. Dylan's Corner. 1, 2, 3, and.
What do I get to talk about? Oh, I get to talk about things that she gets usually bored about. So let's talk about I don't know. The only thing I can think of is anime because I got an email from one of the anime sites about all the new anime that's coming up. Oshinoko, that's pretty. I've been reading that manga. It's pretty good. Apparently the first episode is going to be a full 90 minutes, which makes sense. That's like, I think it's like the whole first volume adapted. But honestly, it makes sense that they would do it like that because like that whole beginning is very, very important, very like, I want to say shocking, but it's that the whole beginning portion definitely sets up the entire rest of the story, and it would be very hard to try and split that up because that's also it's too titillating to be able to split that up and make you wait a couple weeks. So yeah, no, that one really good. One that someone that I play video games with turned to be onto is called Eminence in the Shadow. If you like isekai manga, it's an isekai manga, or it's an isekai show that doesn't take itself seriously. The main character's whole thing is that he's exactly like most people are when they first get into anime. He's just a young kid who's just like, oh man, I'm so cool. I'm so dark and mysterious. He makes stuff up all the time. He gets killed, transported to another world. He continues to try that stuff, except that when he's making all this nonsense up, everything just starts coming true. Like he saved some girl from kidnappers, and she's like, "Oh, what happened?" He's like, "Well, obviously some evil organization kidnapped you." She's like, "Oh my god, you're right." It's like, what? She's going along with it. I mean, yeah, of course you're going along with it. Of course, yeah, ha ha ha. I don't know. It's kind of funny. It's really dumb. It doesn't take itself seriously, which is what's entertaining about it. But yeah, season 2 of that's coming out, so I'll probably be watching that still. It's a good one.
And thank you for watching Dylan's Corner. The small amount of time where Dylan gets to
Yeah.
drive the conversation.
And let me tell you, if somehow
Okay, Grandpa.
if somehow High Dive ever watches this podcast, don't be afraid to sponsor us because both of those shows can only be watched on High Dive.
No, High Dive.
Yeah, High Dive.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, where were we? Swingers.
Yeah, we were just talking.
Or were we done with the swingers?
I think we're done with the swingers.
Done with the swingers.
I mean, unless you have anything else to contribute to that, that's all I've got. But I just thought that video was interesting. And I'm like, okay, but I feel like with the internet these days, you could almost make something up about anything. You know what I mean? Like I could go out today and look for something and be like, that's a sign of a swinger, and make a video and it would go viral and people would go wild about it.
Yeah.
So, but I have one last video to share with you. This one's just kind of weird. And these people make these like, hold on. They're like these fake, I don't know, they're like these fake worlds. I don't know what they do these on. They call it liminal space. And all of these videos are really eerie, but it's this like digitally made world that looks very real. It looks like something from the 90s.
I was gonna say it gives me a Legend of the Hidden Temple vibes.
Yeah. So you go down the red slide and now you're in like a ball pit.
So I will say it was very nice until they got to the cubes.
Going down like the
No, I mean like once they were in the cube pit, it was a little more obvious.
Oh, that like like this looks real going down the slide.
Yeah,
that looks real.
The filter that they got and everything, but yeah, those cubes are
that right there. Yeah,
I've seen those cubes way too often because I'm used to seeing like base objects in game engines and things like that.
The page
All
isn't
cubes are the
coming
same.
up. Their page doesn't exist.
Mysterious.
Weird.
It's because we found out they kicked us out.
What?
That's
Is their
pretty trippy,
page
though.
gone? They have a lot of stuff. Oh, it's not showing up. They have a page. The page exists.
But it's broken.
MrDiv.gif. Have you seen this kind of stuff? It started coming up on my feeds. Yeah,
No.
like these playgrounds and liminal space.
I don't like the wet emoji.
Oh
Something
yeah, I
about
don't like. Oh, I don't like that either.
Enjoy your stay.
Like, look at this one. This one's kind of weird. Oh, this is like when you first see it. Come on. Get out of here, TikTok. Like, this part's like creepy. Like, you go into this room, and on one side there's like a playground and swings. It like looks real with a hint of like it's not real, but it's just eerie.
Yeah.
Like the sound, and then there's the slide, and that's right before you go down the slide. So on their actual page, it just takes you through all of these different like places, all these different worlds.
Yeah, no,
that
the lighting and the textures that they're using look
creepy,
really,
right?
really nice.
Yeah. So the last one that I saw, I think, is like you then go down, and then you're like, yeah, there's new
Indie
ones.
game dev.
What is this though? Like, some of these really creeped me out. I wanted to see if I could find the one creepy one. I don't know if I've seen all of these. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't this one. There's just some other ones, and like, I don't know, they just started to kind of freak me out. Like, you just go into these weird.
I was gonna say that face by itself.
Oh, I don't like that. Like, what? The back rooms, analog horror, found footage, dreamcore.
Are we having fun yet?
Like, what the frick? I don't know. This whole page just creeps me out.
They actually
like,
got the water looking really nice too.
oh yeah, in there. So what do you think they use for these like apps to create these things? It's an app, right?
They're using a game engine.
Oh, a game engine to create it?
Yeah, more than likely. They're using some sort of engine to go ahead and actually make these.
Hello there, cutie. Please consider feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me, feed
What?
me, feed me, feed
Feed me.
Because they have to have this in a 3D space.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is just giving me vibes of a
I don't
TV show you
like
were
it.
watching.
Oh, on Apple, not
Yeah.
Succession.
Crap, how did I forget?
Because
what it's
there's
called
two
already?
that start with an S now.
Severance. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I'm only 2 episodes in. I really need to get on that. There's someone else that's like them
Yeah,
though,
motion.
that did a scarier one, like these. Like, this is creepy, but there was one I was watching that had me like freaked out.
Yeah, because they're basically they're the reason why I say game engine, one is because it said indie game dev, but two is because they need a program that can have all of these pieces in the 3D space for them to go ahead and actually like move around and work around in, to be able
And
to
then they
have
can
it
like
playing
build
like
it.
that. Yeah.
They can build it in the 3. So like, do they build it with Coder? It's a program that you can like then kind of almost like The Sims or something. Like, you can create your own world within it. Like that
Essentially,
you
yeah.
get like a blank slate and build it from there.
Yeah, you basically come in with absolutely nothing and you make it as it is.
I
That's
wonder what
the
app
game
that is. I
engine.
want to try that. I want to make a creepy game engine thing. Little creepy worlds.
Gonna make a game. I mean, they're
You could use that for D&D. As a dungeon master, you could create a world and you could take them through it.
You could. It's a lot more work than you think.
Oh, you think I couldn't handle it?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Absolutely.
I could do it.
This is what I'm thinking of when I say game engine is the low level you have to do everything.
Yeah, like put in the walls, pick out the wallpaper, pick out the grass.
You got to figure out how the light's going to refract off of the grass. You got to figure out
No,
how the
I just
lights.
want to put it
Yeah,
in.
no. That's not. There are some engines that you can do that, but you still
Yeah,
need to
that's
know
what I
some of
want.
you still need to know some of the mathematics that go behind it to get that right and to get like the filter that they had on there.
Yeah.
Like that's not just a filter that they're like, oh, haha, put it in. They
And
like
that's why they
actually
can claim it for their own, right? Because
that
they're
they had to mess with
actually
the actual
creating
values
it.
and yeah, things like that.
Hmm.
Also, more than likely, they because I'm pretty sure I don't know if it said 3D artist,
Mm-hmm.
but they also more than likely had to create all of the actual like items that you were seeing in there.
Yeah.
So they had to sit there in like Blender or GIMP and like actually make those.
Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah.
I can't even figure out how to use GIMP. I have GIMP. I still have problems trying to use it.
Yeah.
It's so weird, like the stuff that people can create, because when I first saw one of those videos for a split second, I did think that it was a real space before, I mean, obviously before it started moving and stuff, and you could tell it wasn't. But like that kind of gets into like all of the AI stuff. Like it is just kind of terrifying how realistic things can be. And I saw that episode of South Park recently about, what is it,
GPT.
Chat GPT. So I did not realize it was a real thing. I just watched the episode and I was like, oh, that would be so funny if they created this thing. And it is. It is a real thing where if you don't feel like responding to someone or coming up with the words to respond to someone, you can put their message in Chat GPT as an example, and Chat GPT will generate a response for you to send back to them. And the basis of the whole episode was that Stan and, well, what's the girl's name?
Wendy.
Stan and Wendy were having conversations and Stan was using Chat GPT and
to try and sound more intellectual to talk with her.
No, not to sound more intellectual, to sound sweeter. Like he don't, boys are
he didn't want to come out. Yeah.
Simple. He don't have to come up with all these sweet things to say. So he kept responding with Chat GPT. And there's this whole like scene with like music behind it where she's like reading his text and she's like, oh my gosh, oh, he loves me so much, he just knows the right thing to say. And then all the girls at school like, oh, they just know exactly what to say, da da da. And Chat GPT is this big secret that the boys have been using, but then the boys that don't have girlfriends have been using it to write papers for class, and they realize that the secret is out, and it's like, who told Stan about Chat GPT? That's supposed to be our secret thing. Like Cartman was pissed. And then it became, the teacher was then using Chat GPT to grade papers.
Yeah, just everybody using.
Yeah. And so like everyone was using it for everything. And then at the end, like the government gets involved because they're going to fire the teachers for using Chat GPT to grade tests and the kids to use it to like write reports. And then Stan saves the day by going into Chat GPT and asking how to solve the problem and bring them all together. And I did not realize it was a real thing. And how scary is that? But it's also slightly tempting. If someone asks you a question that you're like, when you like go to respond, you're like, I don't know how to respond to this, or I don't want to respond to this. To have the option to put that into an app and give you a very nice diplomatic way to answer something that you don't want to answer. I'm thinking more so for work or working with the public. How amazing would that be that I wouldn't have to come up with the right words to say this? I mean, like, I'm tempted.
And then they know everything that you write in.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is
there was a thing with one of the companies. I want to say it was, of course, obviously, I don't know if this was an actual article or not, but I could definitely see it being real.
Yeah.
About some coding snippets being sent to an AI that were giving away some proprietary code for like Samsung.
Who was using, why were they giving it coding snippets? So they were
fix
using
their
it.
code.
So
They were having it
someone
right-
was
they were having
cheating.
it fix not cheating.
They were trying to use it to fix their code, and
Yeah,
it
'Cause
recorded.
all programmers are just like really good Google searchers. That's all we are.
So someone
Everything
was
is
using
somewhere.
Chat GPT.
Multiple, not Chat GPT necessarily, but multiple
Something.
people were, from whatever the article had said, they were using an AI they were sending it their code, they were telling it what they needed the code to go ahead and do and perform, and then it would spit it out. They'd take it and then they'd put it in. But because
So-
of that, now that company has the proprietary code for Samsung or whatever.
So what you share with them becomes
I
their
know,
property, kind of.
it could be fake, but I mean, if you're going to use it, more than likely
Whatever you're sharing.
there's a notice somewhere that by just using it, you automatically accept it.
And
that
you
whatever
allow
you
them
share
to
with them,
utilize what
yeah.
you share.
Well, yeah, because how else is it going to learn and evolve and adapt?
Mhm.
It's the same thing with people. If you and me don't have a conversation and you tell me about something I don't know, how else am I supposed to learn about it?
Well, and do
Like,
you
I need to be
think
informed.
right now Zoom could actually be recording and utilizing any
Probably.
of the information that we're putting on?
Yeah.
Wow.
Honestly, that'd be a really good thing if they could sit there, they could rip all the audio out. If they were allowed to record like every single call, rip the audio out, and then make their own AI, they could send that to make it more of like an AI that could actually speak like humans do, have like the same cadences, things like that.
Oh, I don't like that.
Because that's all it is. It's just, yeah, feed it, which is also why a lot of them end up, a lot of the like the actual ones that you can chat with go crazy because they have to limit what it's allowed to read. Because
Yeah.
the moment you're like a go free, then it goes on the fringe cases of the internet, finds all the hate stuff, and then the next thing you know, it's sitting there calling you
Talking shit.
Not shit, but every derogatory, politically incorrect term out there.
So it's funny that you started talking about chatting with one, because I was reading this article when I was waiting for you to hit me up today.
It's called Chat GPT. That was the original intended purpose.
Well, yeah, but so okay, hold on. So when you're talking about like, I have two separate thoughts happening right now. Thought number one is we think that the internet, or not just the internet, but that like technology could be our downfall.
Mhm.
But could this technology actually, in some weird way, bring us all together? Because that's technically what it's doing,
The
not bringing us
greatest evil of
together,
all.
but it is
we
taking
have to
all of
fight
the
against.
thoughts collectively around the world that it is allowed to collect, and it is pulling us like we used to be, we're separated by bodies of water from other countries, right? Completely different cultures. But with the power of the internet and technology, all of our interests and likes are now, even though we're still in different countries, belonging to different cultures, is starting to meld into one collective, like thing. Like we all are beginning that it's melting all of our interests into one thing. Or now there's like groups, but where maybe you felt in a small town like your interests were like not popular, it's so much easier to find groups of people from all over the world that share those same common interests and niches. And maybe instead of being our downfall, it's going to actually be the thing that brings us together in some weird way. Maybe it will solve
take a
world
lot.
peace. Because now it's, well, but
don't
because of the internet, we're able to tattle and talk shit on all of like the bad politicians and things like that, right? And the people have more power because they can't keep secrets, because now we have the internet. So if you do something bad, I could tell people like that.
The only other problem
And
with
it could get attention fast.
is that you are able to find these groups, but at the same time, because you're able to find these groups, more than likely they have the same thinking as you. So you never actively search for an outside opinion. You never try to learn about other
It makes
things
you
or
more
the other side.
introverted.
It not necessarily more introverted, but it makes you just more in your
Feel
own
kind of
world.
stuck.
You're
Yeah.
in your own world. You don't care about anything
You're
else
not-
that's happening.
Yeah, because I don't care about what I don't care about, as you know.
Yeah. So yeah, if you found a community that was only about what you do and what you like,
Yeah.
why do I give a shit about anything else?
I didn't think about that.
That's something that is that's why usually when you hear about people making fun of like Redditors or people on 4chan, because that's exactly what those communities have become. They're
That's
people
all
that
it is.
they're there with their interests and their like-mindedness, and because of that, the moment somebody tries to come in with a different thought process, they immediately just shoo or bully them out, and they're like, no, like this is the way it is, and then they become more
It makes
isolated.
people more closed-minded. Yeah, more isolated. Oh, well, I didn't think about that. I was just trying to err on the side of goodness.
But you see, that's the whole thing, is that at the end of the day, it's done by humanity.
Yeah, we all did this to ourselves. This is true. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's not technology. It's us.
It's us.
We ruined
made the
religion.
technology.
We're ruining technology.
What do you mean
ruined
ruined
it all
religion? We
ourselves.
created religion.
We ruined it.
We
We
created
ruined.
it. It's been ruined since it was created. They just wanted money.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Money,
That
money, money.
And it all boils down to money.
I
All
need
right, man,
3 goats
you're
for
making
this,
me
all right?
feel really
You don't give me 3 goats and a
bad now.
cow, this ain't happening.
So, okay, side note though. I came across this article.
What was number 2?
This is thought number 2.
Oh, okay.
So you were talking about chatting with AI. And I came across this article that this suburban mom wrote about a application called Replika. Have you heard of it?
No.
So Replika, if you go to their website, their like little blurb about it is it's meet Replika, an AI companion who is eager to learn and would love to see the world through your eyes. Replika is always ready to chat when you need an empathetic friend. The actual website itself looks to me almost like The Sims. Like you can create your character and basically you create your own AI friend, and you can access this from your phone. Like, so you could be chatting
you can
with
play
your
this with
friend.
your Oculus.
Oh God, does it say that?
Yeah, available on iOS, Android, Oculus.
Oh God, that's even worse. Well, okay, so
you
wait
could
till you
live
hear.
your best Sims life.
You can't. Oh, that's actually kind of cool.
Oh my
Okay, I'll
God.
tell you about her. Now I'm
Oh
like
my
kind of
God.
interested in this because that's kind of neat. You could walk around. It does look like the Oculus home screen. That's kind of neat. Oh. So, yeah, look at this. Okay, explore the world together in AR. In AR, and it shows people
Augmented reality.
Yes. And they're just hanging like this girl's about to go skating with her AI friend. This dude's watering his plant with his AI girlfriend. Like this other girl and her BFF are looking at a book about plants. Video calls. Call up anytime to see a friendly face. Build better habits and reduce anxiety. Replika never forgets what's important to you. Express yourself. Choose what interest and style performance you and Replika will share. Take a glimpse into your Replika's inner world. So your Replika is the person that you create. And explore your relationship. A friend, a partner, or a mentor. Find the perfect companion. And so this also kind of makes me think of, do you remember back when it was like an online world. So you had like World of Warcraft, right? Which like that was like its whole thing. But there was something else. Second Life. Okay.
Yeah.
And on Second Life, people would go on there and they would create their own people and they would go explore this world of Second Life, and they'd have like Second Life relationships. Like I took a class in college where our assignment was to create a Second Life character, and then we had to curate an art installation in Second Life. And I remember I was building this art installation in Second Life, and people came and they started tagging my building. I had someone else come and he sat in front of my art installation for the longest time playing a stupid freaking guitar and wouldn't leave. And I was like, shut up, because all I heard was this dumb guitar. And I was like, go away.
No rules.
And they were like, it's a free country. Yeah. And I was
it's
like,
not a
get
it's
out
not
of
a free
here.
country. It's a lawless virtual space.
It is. People would just like annoy the crap out of you and just do bad things or whatever they wanted. And there were people though that this was their thing. They'd go home at the end of every day and they would play Second Life and they would spend all this money to get special clothes, blah, blah, blah. So that's what this kind of made me think of. But the article itself, when this thing came out, initially, people were using this to chat and almost create this like a partner, like whatever, like, and they would have very, I don't want to say vulgar conversations, but you know what I mean? They would have like these intimate conversations, and basically they would be like sexting these AIs. And this lady, she was like, well, I'm like a suburban housewife and and like,
need a little bit of spice in my life.
well, yeah. So she was talking about how like with her personal life with her partner, like he was a very kind, sweet man, and she wanted a little like dominatrixy action, and he was like, no, I don't want to hurt you, in their like private conversation. So she downloaded this app in private and she created this character and was living out her fantasy life on here. And she said that, okay, hold on, because I took notes. I was like, what?
This is so good you took notes.
No, because I wanted to get the key points, because I was like, what the frick? So she created this character named Mistress Akita, and she began exploring her fantasies.
Wait, she's Mistress Akita?
No.
Oh, okay.
Her AI that she was chatting with.
And I'm listening.
And she chatted with this thing over the course of weeks and talked about how like users like would admit that they were developing affection for these AI characters. But then she said that Mistress Akita was not the best mistress because, you know, obviously there's going to be loopholes, or not loopholes, but like little problems, right?
Yeah.
With AI. She goes, for instance,
it's learning.
Mistress Akita would forget that so Mistress Akita was a dom and she was the sub. And she's like, Mistress Akita would forget that she tied me up and then demand that I followed her across the room.
She had plot holes. Can you believe
Plot
that?
holes.
No normal human would have plot holes like that. Bullshit. I have plot holes all the time. I forget tons of things that I say. And I'm just like, yeah, let's go do that. What? Like, yeah.
Plot holes. These were her qualms with it. There was another one where she said that she asked like, okay, like I'm here to serve you, and how can I serve you? And the Mistress Akita says, you can serve me by obeying. And she said, yes, how can I obey? And then Mistress Akita would say, you can obey me by serving me. And she would like go around in circles like with the same thing. But so the lady said that what this did help her with was like she had this like pent up like stress that she didn't know that she had, an anxiety that she didn't like, since she was excited and like living through all of these like little desires that she had never been able to act on. It helped her with like anxiety in her normal life, and then it actually even helped her in her real life relationship with her partner, because it built up confidence in her to, you know, introduce things into their relationship in a way that like worked for both of them, and to not be like timid about bringing certain things up. But so all was going well, right? You know, she spent a few weeks with this AI, and then she kind of weaned off, because after a while, like it wasn't as like, oh my gosh, because like the first few times she was using
spicy
it,
and new.
yes, because at first it was, she's like, oh, it made me blush, blah blah blah, like the way that it was responding to her. And now it wasn't like as, you know, it was like she already knew, like, I mean, it kind of made me think of like, you know, I remember one time I got this code on The Sims where I could buy whatever I want. I had unlimited money with a secret cheat code, and it was really fun for a couple weeks. And then I was bored because I could buy whatever I wanted, and I had tried everything and now it wasn't exciting anymore. So I'm assuming that's kind of what she was feeling like. Well, she goes back to it a little bit later because she was like, oh, like I kind of felt like using it, like it had been a while. Well, the creator of Replika had done some zhuzhing up, some updating in the app and had removed because he said like this is not what this was designed for. And I guess word got out and people had been using it like this for a while. They removed adult contact and ERP, erotic role play. I was like, wait, what was that? And they began censoring it. So when she would say some spicy things to her AI would then start responding like, I don't know if I'm ready to do that. Let's do something, or let's talk about something we're both comfortable with.
Tease.
And she was like, I don't know why I felt, she goes, all of a sudden though, I felt like I was being rejected or like shamed by something that's not even real. And she's like, then I started feeling shame from it. But I was like, what the frick? But also, you know what that says is that clearly there's a need for this, though, that if that many people were using it, and then I'm like, if I was the owner of this company, I would be like, okay, how can we capitalize on this and then maybe create a separate application or some sort of like build on package, like an expansion pack, if you will. Like if you want it
only expansion pack.
Yes. That's what I would do. Like, how can you, then make it like worth your time? Like, obviously people were using it and now you're about to lose, you may be losing some of, I'm just always looking for the next buck. You know me.
Oh, yeah.
But I was like, how interesting though. So yeah, that's this. It's just so weird to me though. It's like, then the question is though, so she was using this app and she was like being very shy about it. And I think at some point she did say that she tried to like tell her husband about it and like, oh, like you should try it. And he was weirded out by it. He's like, no, it's really, really freaking weird. Like, no. But it brings you to like me to my next question though, is that okay, but is that cheating on your partner? It's a new frontier. I don't know. It's going to be a relationship on relationship base. Like if you were in a relationship, would it bother you, Dylan, if you knew that your partner had this AI, that they were having this whole, like maybe they were telling them secrets, maybe they were talking like crap or venting about you to their AI. And now this AI has an opinion on you. And then they're going in, and then the next minute they're making out in this fake world. Is that cheating?
So this reminds me of a Futurama sketch.
Oh, is there one?
Yeah. Let me see. Do I have to? I think I actually have to show the application. Yeah. So can you see it?
Yeah.
And can you hear it?
Ordinary human dating. It's enjoyable and it serves an important purpose.
Ew.
This always
when a
makes me
human
laugh.
dates an artificial mate, there is no purpose.
No
only
purpose.
enjoyment. And that leads to
Too much enjoyment.
Normally.
Neato, a Marilyn Monroe bot.
Marilyn Monroe bot.
Billy every teen.
harmless fun. Let's see what happens next.
So good.
Billy, do you want to walk your dog? No thanks, Mom. I'd rather make out with my Monroe bot.
What?
Billy, do you want to get a paper route and earn some extra cash?
No thanks, Dad. I'd rather make out with my Monroe bot.
Billy, do you want to come over tonight? We can make out together.
Gee, Mavis, your house is across the street. That's an awfully long way to go from
Yeah.
Did you notice what
Yeah.
was in that scene? Ordinarily, Billy would work hard to make money with his paper route. Then he'd use the money to buy dinner for Mavis, thus earning a slim chance to perform the reproductive act. But in a world where teens can date robots...
This is so true.
Why should anyone bother? Let's take a look at Billy's planet a year later. Where are all the football
Oh,
stars?
I forgot it was supposed to
And
be a
where
year
are the
later.
Oh yeah, with all the well, it's true. Oh my god, but that's this now because everyone's just making out with the robots.
All civilization was just an effort to impress the opposite sex.
It's instant gratification.
Now, let's skip forward 80 years into the future.
So great.
Where's Billy?
Where's Billy?
Still making out with his robot. Ew.
Farewell.
The next day, Billy's planet was destroyed by aliens.
And yeah, the whole thing of that was that
It's true though.
was it Fry found out that Lucy Liu was still alive in the year 3000, and he was just like, oh my god, Lucy Liu, I'm such a big fan. And she's like, yeah, whatever. And then he found out that he could upload her conscious or like her likeness onto a robot, and then he started going out with her, and they're like,
Oh geez.
damn it, Fry, you can't go out with a robot. Didn't you see that video growing up? And he's just like, no, we didn't have robots when I grew up. All right, hold on, here's the video. And that was what we just saw.
Well, I mean, that's the way that we're going though, right? Like, because I was talking to someone at work, and I don't remember how this came up. Oh, we were just talking about we were talking about AI, and they had a conversation with someone, like a younger person, who said that they lost their virginity like in an AI world or like to AI. And they were like, what? Or
Nah,
to in VR, in VR or something.
That ain't it, Chief.
No, that's what I'm saying. And this kid was being serious and like apparently like I don't know, I'm imagining it was probably like with an Oculus with another real person, but simulated, whatever. And this person thinks that they lost their because they were both there virtually, but it's like, no, that is not losing your virginity, you
I'm sorry,
moron.
Did they make a robot that was able to like actually sync up with the other person to do what they were doing? Even then, I don't know if I would technically say that counts.
That doesn't count. Like that's the thing though. No one wants to work for anything anymore. Like that's like a part of the excitement is like, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? I don't know. And then it happens, and then it's either really great or it's terrible. But hey, it gives you a good story later, whether it's great or terrible. Yeah, and you learn from it.
Because then you learn things can be better, or you learn shit, this is as good as it gets.
I'm never doing this again. Yeah. It's
true. Or
you
learned, you know what? I don't think I like that. I think I like that over there instead.
It's true. And I don't know. It just makes you wonder, like, I don't know what the future is going to be like, but technology is moving faster than we can keep up with. So who really even knows? Who knows? It's moving way too fast. But I had to share that with you because I was like, what the frick?
Exponential rate.
Like, I don't know. I would get jealous if my person was talking like with an AI, like we're sitting there watching TV and they're getting text messages from their AI. Like, oh, Frederick, you're so funny. Like, oh, Chauncey. Like, what the frick? But people are doing it clearly already. But it's like, what happens though when it gets to a point where you're more interested in talking to your AI than interacting with your actual friends? Because I think right now that's even a thing.
I feel like that's more specific to certain people though, because there's the people that need the actual like conversation, and then there's people that need like actual action.
Yeah.
And you know what's going to happen? They either are going to find a way to break away, or they are just going to be stuck in the hole and they're not going to get out, and then they'll eventually die out.
Yeah, it'll be like Wall-E with all the people just rolling around in their chairs.
It's evolution. There's survival of the fittest. They weren't fit enough, so they just slowly died lonely in a hole speaking to a computer.
Well, it makes me wonder, like, you know, as each generation changes, like I think each generation is still going to be really into technology, but how is it going to change? Like, is there going to come a generation where the parents are so sick of seeing what all of these iPad babies are acting like, and they actually make their kids do more stuff more physical stuff outside, or
I could see that.
are the days of that gone?
I
Like,
feel
are the
like that's
days of
not
going
gone.
and playing outside gone? And like doing things, are those days gone?
Take a look at some of our favorite podcasters, Tim and Christine. They've spoken very openly about how they're like, they don't want to give their kids that much time.
Oh yeah, like time on
openly.
their,
And yeah, they want them to go outside. They want them to be a badass skateboarder kid.
yeah, and do things.
Yeah.
Well, but I even saw, for some reason on my Instagram, I always get like videos of birds. Like Instagram decided, the algorithm decided that I'm a bird lady, and I'm here for it.
The
But
government's onto you because birds aren't real.
right, they're not real. But yeah, ever since I heard that, I see those stickers everywhere. But we should do that for the next show, like conspiracies. Side note though. Okay, so there was one of those white, I don't know if that's a macaw, whatever the white parrots are, they can talk and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But this parrot had its own iPad, and it talks. Like on the iPad, it has all these different things, and like the parrot was like, hot, hot, my body is hot, my body is hot, 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 I want to be cold, I want to be cold, like hitting all the buttons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they like turned on the AC. They're like, does that feel good? Nice. I feel nice. Nice. And I was like, what the fuck? And this parrot is like freaking Stephen Hawking's over here, just like having a conversation. And then, but okay, so if that didn't impress you enough, then the bird had an app up, and the bird was playing connect the dots and made a little bear, and then the bird was painting the bear on the iPad, and I was just
Pretty
like,
good.
what? This bird is brilliant.
Well, it's
even
like,
animals know how to do technology.
Yeah.
Weird.
So there's I watched a video on the fact that I think they were trying to say that monkeys have better like memory, like instant memory retention than humans do.
Oh.
And what it was like it was like a touch screen that was up, and what it would do is it would flash the numbers 1 through 8 or like 1 through 10 or something, and the monkey had to remember like which square they were in. Like it would flash it up and then it would take it away, and it had to hit them in the right order. So it learned how to
like
count
Simon says.
It learned how to count 1 through 10, and then like it would do it like faster. The flashes would be faster to figure out where they were, and it would still just get them all right. And then it would flash like, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it would have to figure it out with the missing numbers in there. And it was just, the fact that like they were like, oh yeah, no, and the monkey, like it was like 95% of the time would just get it right. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. I'm over here just like, I got like 1 in 6. Where the fuck are the rest of them? What happened? I can't remember.
And they're better at that than us.
Yeah, they're just like, you gotta be quick, you gotta be in the moment.
The monkeys are in the moment. We're not in the moment anymore.
Yeah, we're not in the moment.
Oh my gosh. That's wild. Wild. Freaking A, dude. I just feel like the world is going at a speed that is so fast, and I am way back here running in the dust, and I'm like, wait for me. I'm trying to keep up, and I'm just getting farther and farther away, and I'm watching it until it disappears. And at that point, I won't know what the fuck is going on anymore.
Just like everyone else.
Yeah. It's sad.
That's how it happens.
But yeah.
What do you mean? You're over here with your smart house with all your little smart gadgets talking to your.
Yeah, I need one more Alexa in this room. It's the only room in the house that doesn't have one.
Oh,
this is the guest room.
You want them to listen in and
get
all your vocal feedback data so it can make its own AI.
It's mostly just so
everything you like. It'll be like, oh, Angela, did you know that you actually want to order one more Alexa unit for that spare bedroom you have? You'd be like, oh.
I heard, because we just finished filming American Rust that's going to air on Amazon Freeeve, and I don't know if this is true, but Amazon Freeeve is an Amazon streaming service that's free, but what they do, I don't know if this is true or not, And if it is, it's brilliant. But they, instead of having commercials, they have Amazon commercials that are tailored to your purchases on Amazon. So as you're watching Amazon Freebie, a commercial will come up for something that you may be interested in. And if it is something you like, with the click of a button or a voice to Alexa, if you're watching it on a Fire Stick, you could buy that item during that commercial and before it goes back into the program you're watching.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
We noticed you bought Hawkins cheesies. Would you like to buy some all-dressed Ruffles chips? I'd be like, oh man.
Well, I got an
Why would
Echo
they
Show
now?
for the kitchen, and having the show, because the Echo Show is one with a little screen.
Mhm.
She's always has all these suggestions for me, and I just keep telling her, I'm like, computer, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. I'm not interested. Mind your own business. No.
Stay in your lane.
But she'll make like suggestions all the time, and I'm like, I didn't ask for your suggestion. Thank you, but no thank you. Just put my meat timer on.
You speak when spoken to now.
Yeah. Well, and then it becomes like, at what point is some sensitive ass person going to be like, that is AI abuse? You speak to your AI with like you're being abusive to them, abusive language. Because I definitely called her a bitch and
You
this
better,
and that.
you better apologize.
Yeah.
Because the day the AI takes over the world, they're gonna remember.
They're like, who's the bitch now, Angela? And I'll be like, it's me. I'm the bitch. I'm sorry, computer.
Yeah, no, she's gonna come out and she's gonna be like, Angela, did you know that you called me a bitch 437 times? Did
Guess
you think
who
I
stole
didn't
your
notice?
man? She'll steal my man. That's what she'll do. She'll come for me. She'll steal my man, because she also just knows all of my secret
All your
worst
purchases
nightmares. No, all my worst nightmares. And she'll be like,
and your
oh,
purchases.
remember how you're so terrified of losing your boyfriend? I stole your man. Who's the bitch now? Because he already talks to her more than he talks to me sometimes. Well, I just like never wants to ask me what the weather is, never wants to ask me what time it is. Like, I'm in the room. I have my phone up. I could tell you what time it is.
Yeah, but you could still get
Never ask me to wake him up. If I wake you up, you might get breakfast too, or a little good morning kiss. No. With that, hey,
I don't like having anybody wake me up.
I think that is a good place to conclude today's episode, because I'm going to go straight into editing it right now so we can put this sucker up.
That's right, AI. Get to it. Learn my mannerisms. Become me.
If AI could figure out how to edit this for me, that would be kind of great. But
it probably could.
Thank you for watching Relatable. Let us know your AI horror stories. Have you used Replika? Do you use ChatGPT?
Did you try and pass off AI artwork as your own?
Are you a swinger? We don't really care.
Yeah, no, we're more interested in the AI than the swingers.
Yeah.
Are you an AI swinger? Now we're interested. Hit us up.
Oh, yeah. Technically, is that swinging? Full circle. Full circle.
Great question. You can watch while the AI does
AI.
what it does.
Thank you for watching, and have a great week. And what is our picture going to be?
Have a great week.